Hey, hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the most in-depth Amsterdam strain review show on YouTube. And today we're going to be looking at some kosher kush from Coffeeshop Bullwackie in Amsterdam. Kosher kush is a crossing of OG kush and something unknown, at least as far as I'm aware. If you know better, let me know in the comments. But it will set you back 14 euros on the gram. So it's definitely not the cheapest, especially for it being that far out of the center. It's definitely more west. So I'm at least hoping this will be nice. Let's get her out of the bag. First thing we look for, I'm just gonna take the big nut because the rest is a bit of loose flowers. Keep those in the bag. For looks, this one looks quite light. There's not a lot of vibrant greens going on. It's a bit one-tony. The light greens are missing. There is no outer trichome coating. A few orange hairs. It's okay, but it's not crazy. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 for looks. I think this is a 6 out of 10 looks-wise. Then next up we have the smell. How strong does she smell? Not how good does she smell. Because my good is not your good, you know? I'm not gonna lie. It smells a bit fruity. We recently did OG Kush here, which also smelled a bit fruity. But this is not like that. The other one smelled like tangy, but this smells a little bit fruity. A slight fruity hint. Smell, it's definitely a nice smell. It's not super overwhelming. You don't have to search for it either. So I'm also going to stick it at a 6 out of 10. Which is already 12 points in 2 categories. But we have one more to do before we go outside. And that is structure. Let's see how the structure is. Is she dense? Is she loose? We're looking for something in between, right? We don't want too loose a flower. We don't want rocks. It's still flowers we're trying to smoke. So let's check it out. 3, 2, 1. This is very hard, not rock solid. It's okay. I'm just gonna have to give it a 4 out of 10. This should definitely be softer. This is too solid. This is not flower-like to me. That's all we need to do for now. I'm gonna roll this baby up and I will see you on the outside. Maybe in the shed if the weather's too bad and if it's too windy. But either way, I will see you in just a sec. And welcome back, beautiful people. My mic is on. We're good. We're rolling. We've rolled up. With kosher kush, hopefully. I hope it's not as fruity as the OG kush we had last week. Yeah, cheers. Okay. I'm not sure what this tastes like. It has that slight... The taste has that slightly fruity to it that I also had in the smell, but it's not quite fruity. It's just a little bit. My palate is not exactly pinning this down as any sort of kush. Yeah, okay. Strength of the taste, how strong does it taste? It's actually quite strong. I don't have to look for it at all. And I'm taking a 7 out of 10. So I'm just going to stick it at a 7 out of 10. Then next up is terpiness. How terpy is she? There's definitely differences in smell and in taste. So that's definitely nice and terpy there. However, we don't have an indication of an oil ring here. So I feel like I cannot give anything above a 6. So I'm going to give it a 6. Then duration of the taste, how long does the taste last in your mouth after the exhale, during the exhale. Basically, if it's done with the exhale, we give a 5. If it lasts longer, we go over 5. If it's shorter, we go under 5. Simple as that. Okay. Now I had a nice cushy taste. Like less of the fruity. But in the beginning, like I was definitely getting a fruity hint in there. While we were checking duration of the flavor. I forgot. Sorry. Definitely rough. But the duration of the flavor is just going to be 5. Like when the exhale is done, the flavor is done. It doesn't linger in your mouth. So 5 out of 10. Then smoothness. This is definitely a rough smoke. I have nothing else to say about that. It's a rough smoke. I've been coughing constantly. I cannot hold myself back. Although it's not super bad. So I'm going to go just below average and I'm going to go 4 out of 10. Then we have burn left, as we can see here. There is no real spooning going on, but the coloration of the ash is not optimal. We would like to see it a bit more lighter. I'm going to take away 1 point for the coloration of the ash and give it a 7 out of 10. You know what? I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 because it is quite dark. So 6 out of 10 for the burn. We've literally done all we need to do for now. We have a butt and effect left to give you before we get to a total score. And so far, she's doing averagely. I'm not sure whether or not to recommend her. So stay tuned. Back in a sec with the answer. And we're back with the butt. Straight up, it's rough. As you can tell. The butt. She's definitely gotten rougher. There is still flavor to it, but she's lost a lot of it. I'm gonna give this butt 4 out of 10. It's definitely below average butt. And it's mainly because of how rough she's gotten. Because she was already rough, she's just gotten more rougher. More rougher. Just rougher, I guess. Yeah. And effects-wise, I'm between a 6 and a 7. And I'm just gonna lean towards the 7 because I'm not as inclined to smoke another one as I thought I was. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick it at a 7 out of 10. Which is another 11 points in the last 2 categories for a total score of 55 out of 100 for the Kosher Kush from Coffeeshop Bullwackie in Amsterdam. Now, would I recommend this one? I thought it was on the edge before I calculated the scores, but it's definitely not on the edge. This is not recommendable. This is not good. Especially for 14 euros that far out of the center, I'm expecting a lot better. Whatever's 14 euros that far out of the center, I'm expecting that is the same thing you get in the center for like 16 to 18 euros on the gram. Maybe that's a bit overkill. Maybe those expectations are a bit too high. But that's just how I feel. Like, you can't make people walk that far to then just ask too much for your weed. No one will come. I know these shops go for locals instead of tourists, but still, I always feel like, why not invite a tourist? Why not cater to a tourist? Also, these are tourist prices, so I'm not even sure what I'm saying. Like 14 euros for not even it technically is average, but it's an average smoke. It's definitely not an average kosher kush. Yeah, not recommendable. Kosher kush from Coffeeshop Bullwackie. My 2 cents for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and comment. Check out the Patreon, because we do reviews over there as well as some other content that's coming up. But check out the Patreon. Until the next one, much love, stay hazy, and peace.